Hello, this is Jonathan Little. I just got back from the gym and out of the shower. My best man for my wedding, Shannon Shore, stayed with me last night, and he convinced me to get up and go to the gym, so that was good. I feel great. I played 2 tournaments so far here in Florida. I have had no success. I busted very early in a 6-handed tournament. I had the nut flush draw versus top pair in a 4-bet pot. I did not go so well. And then in the shootout, I got pretty unlucky. I had ace-9 versus king-queen on ace-9-3. He check-raised the flop. I called. Turn was a 10. He bet huge. I called. River was a jack. He bet huge, and I called. So that was unfortunate. Today is a heads-up tournament. I haven't played live heads-up in quite a while, unless you're counting the Global Poker League Cube. But I feel very well equipped. I woke up and studied a little bit of heads-up this morning, so I'll do my best. What else is happening? The Nerdist podcast, which was, I believe this morning, the 33rd ranked podcast on iTunes, which is a pretty huge deal. They were running an ad for Audible, which a lot of podcasts do, and the way it works, I believe, is I hear Shannon whistling in the shower. He doesn't know I'm making a video. The podcast hosts basically talk about a book they've been listening to on Audible that they enjoy, and he mentioned excelling at No Limit Hold'em, so that was pretty cool. You can check that out at, I believe, nerdist.com, Nerdist, maybe The Nerdist. But anyway, that was exciting to hear. They also had Seth Rogen on that podcast, and to be in the same podcast as Seth Rogen in any way whatsoever is a huge honor and very exciting. So I'm going to play some heads up. Hopefully I get a good table draw, and I'll do my best. Here we are in the poker tournament area, and there's the heads up board way over there. Take a look. We're not on the side of the bracket. And here we are.
Dealers button once you button the 1 and 9 so shuffle up and deal. Just a reminder, the player does not show up for please shuffle up and 5, 10.
We're going now?
Yes, sir. Good luck, guys.
So, I won my first 2 rounds of the heads up tournament. 4 wins, 0 losses. It's best 2 out of 3. Round 1, I believe my opponent called me down a little bit too light, and it did not work out for him. Round 2, my opponent won like every hand for the first hour. He kept making 2 pair, and I kept making top pair. But luckily, I only lost like 1 or 2 bets every time. And then eventually, we started getting it all in, and the dealer picked me. So that was lucky. And then game 2, I believe I probably held over him. So 2 pretty lucky games. Going into round 3, I'm playing none other than Shannon Shore, who maybe you heard singing earlier in the day from the bathroom. So it's always odd when you have to play against your friends. I don't really know if I've ever played against one of my very good friends in a heads-up tournament. It's going to be interesting. I actually spent the morning studying Olivier Bousquet videos with Shannon Shore, sitting in the bed next to each other. So we'll see who learned better. I'm currently in the room having some salmon. Here it is. Plantains, salmon, etc. Got this from the cafe, or the cafeteria. They have a good Cuban place there, and they also have an Italian place, both that have good salmon. So that's what I'm going to have for dinner. Then we'll go back and play Uncle Shannon. Here's Uncle. Do you want to talk about heads-up poker?
I don't know how to play it. I was trying to learn this morning.
I'm back in the room after a long battle with Shannon Shore. First game, he could not win. I made the nuts or the second nuts or the third nuts a bunch, and he was struggling to make a pair. So I won the first game, no problem. Game 2, we fought for quite a while, actually. I think the blinds got pretty high. Maybe average stack was something like 30 big blinds, and I think I had 40 and he had 20. We got it all in with my ace-queen of diamonds versus his pocket 9s, and I won. There's actually a pretty cool hand where Shannon raised and I 3-bet for the first time the entire match with 5-4 offsuit. We had been watching Olivier Bousquet and Tom Marchese play heads up before we started this tournament today. We were studying. And Tom Marchese 3-bet something like 3 or 4 times over the course of this match with either 5-4 or 5-3. So I 3-bet the 5-4 for fun. Seemed like a good hand to 3-bet for the first time. And it came something like King, Queen, 10. I think it was that. I decided to bet tiny. I could just check fold, but I had not 3-bet at all. So I figured it has to look really strong. He called. Turned something like a 4, something like a 6. It goes check, check, river, something like an 8. And I decided I'm not bluffing here. It's just so easy for him to have king, queen, king, jack. There's so many Broadway hands that he could have that I could not. So we'll go check, 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 check. Maybe that's a little bit nitty on me. Maybe I'm supposed to just blast off. I don't know. But he's on the river. He thought for a while and said, I hope you have 5-4, and checked. And then he showed ace-high, ace-7 for a flop flush draw and got shot. And the dealer was shocked because I had exactly the 5-4. It was funny. But anyway, I ended up winning. I played 6 games of heads up today, and I won all 6. That is lucky. So that's good. We're in the money. We resume at 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're down to 8 people. There's also a charity tournament tomorrow for the Charity Series of Poker, something that Matt Stout puts on. It's for Brad Garrett's charity, the Maximum Hope Foundation. If you have not taken a look at that yet, take a look. They do a lot of great stuff over there. And if I am available to play, I'll certainly play, but hopefully I'm stuck in the Heads Up tournament. I think their tournament, actually I think they have an open bar starting at 5 p.m. and then their tournament starting at 7. So hopefully I get to play that. And if not, hopefully I'm winning all the money in the Heads Up game. I believe first is something like $38,000 in the Heads Up. So get guaranteed $4,000 right now. All I have to do is win from 8 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 1. So I have to win 3 more games. If I can win 3 more games, we get a nice little score. Round 4. If we win, we're facing one of those.
Photo ID.
Oh, I don't have it actually. They lost my
You got the one.
ID at the airport, but that's me.
Or yours?
Round 5 versus everyone's nemesis, Ari Engel. This should always be a fun
Taking a
one.
video. Yeah, they can hear you talking. I better win the pot.
Well, winning second place is also a very good spot.
Yeah, 4th
Second
place.
fine.
You're good at 4th.
Second, not that kind of second.
This is the first game?
First game, we just started.
Wow.
Nearly even money, unbelievable.
You're not even money. He has all the greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on,
Story
John.
checks out.
Fucking nit-ass.
I mean, look, they give me the 4-2 now.
You got Burdock Rockets.
Are you going
Give
to
you
defend a
that.
blind? What are you doing?
That's how you win it heads up and fold.
You just fold your way to winning?
First
All right.
hand, Ari 3-barrel, no problem. On
Sure.
a board that I could just easily have all of it. But I didn't, obviously.
I will tell you about it also.
Next hand,
And then
I
you 3-barreled the
3-barreled
next
board. I didn't have it, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, you guys are great.
So, I busted. Ari Engel got me. Ari's a tough opponent. He will make you fight for pots, and it's tough whenever that's the case. First game, we got it all in with a flip. I had ace-king versus 6s for like 80 big blinds, and I lost. Second game, he tried a big bluff on me, and I had top pair in a 3-bet pot, so I sure did not fold. So I won that one. Then the third game, I lost a big pot kind of early with ace-queen, and the board was like ace, 9, 4, 6, 2, or something like that. And he had a 9-6, so he turned 2 pair. And I paid. So that was a pretty tough spot. I grinded back to even, then I think I failed at a bluff or 2. And then we got it all in when I was short stacked. So the third game was kind of frustrating. Every time we played a like middle-sized pot, he would river me, and I would lose a medium-sized pot. And if you lose too many of these like 10 big blind pots, you just cannot win. So all in all, I'm really happy with my play. I think I played, well, 5 rounds. And I, well, let's think about 6, 7, 8, 9, won 9 games, lost 3. So good record. I'll certainly sign. Tomorrow's the main event. I am going to get some rest and try to play that refreshed. I woke up and went to the gym yesterday. It felt great. I'm probably going to do that again tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it. I decided to hop in the Maximum Hope Charity Tournament because, why not?
I'm winning this.
Go! Izzy's all in.
Izzy's on. Yay! Oh, you're playing. It must be a really soft tournament. Whoa, you've got chance.
It's a party here.
It must be a very soft. This is a party.
It's a circus. Hello.
It was only a couple hours ago.
I know.
We have a way below us. Izzy, we're gonna win. We're gonna quadruple up. Let's go. Guys, don't play. Hey,
the heads-up tournament.
Before we get started, I'm going to go over a couple of things.
Well, I'm back in my room. I busted on day one before the dinner break. That's actually not as bad as it sounds, though, because this tournament started at a much higher level than most standard poker tournaments start at. I think because they're trying to make people play the tournament tomorrow and the next day, etc., because they have kind of high guarantees. But they started at 75-150 with a 25 ante, which normally most tournaments start at like 25-50, then they go 50-100, then 75-150, then 75-150 with an ante. That's how they used to go, which gave you plenty of time to get all the chips. But anyway, the day started off great. I was playing three-handed for about an hour with a blatant maniac and just a good tight aggressive guy. And the blatant maniac, I remember in the first 20 minutes, I was texting my friends. He 3-bet me 6 times out of my 7 opens, which is ridiculous. And I went into check call down mode a few times. I got up to 40,000 from a 30,000 start really quick. That guy busted himself to another kid when that kid showed up, so that was unfortunate. He actually got it in good. He got it in with Ace Jack versus Ace King on Jack 10-3 in a 3-bet pot. But anyway, so I got up to 40,000 pretty quick. Then I tried to run one bluff where I raised from early position with King Queen. Someone called a kid 3-bet who had 3-bet, I think, 3 times in about 30 minutes, maybe in an hour. So I decided to 4-bet with the King Queen offsuit for blocker potential. And he thought for a while, then went all in. So that was unfortunate. That put me back down to about a starting stack. Then I, piddled around for a bit, didn't really get much. And then I got pocket kings. I raised, and then a short stack, went all in for about 23 big blinds or something like that. And I called, of course. He had pocket tens. I lost a big pot, so that was unlucky. Then a while later, the blinds went up, then the blinds went up, and then next thing I knew, I was left with something like an 18 big blind stack. I raised cutoff with ace-9 offsuit. The same guy 3-bet me kind of small from the button. And I could certainly fold this, but he has 3-bet me, I believe, 3 times in the day so far. So, active enough. He was a kid. He's a guy from England, which makes me think that he probably has a pretty good amount of online experience, knows to be 3-betting from the button versus cutoff opens. So I decided to shove, and he had pocket jacks, and I was out. So he beat my kings with pocket tens, and I could not beat his pocket jacks with ace-9. So that's unfortunate. Maybe I could have folded him and left with like a 15 big blind stack or something, but I don't think that's what we wanted to do there. So anyway, I'm out. I'm going to enjoy the evening. Tomorrow is a $2,500 tournament with, I believe, $1 million guaranteed, so they have to get 400 people, which they probably will. There probably is going to be a little bit of overlay in the main event, actually. Whenever I busted, there were 700 or 810 people or so, and they have to get up to something like 950 to have no overlay at all, and I don't think they're going to get it. And then the next day is the $25,000 tournament. So 2 more big tournaments. And that's that. Hopefully we run a little bit hotter than today. Well, I'm back home, which means I did not win the poker tournament. Nothing good happened at all. The 25K was particularly rough. I made a lot of second best hands. My bust out hand was kind of fun in a spot where maybe I should be folding, but I didn't. Mike Leah raised under the gun 5-handed at a pretty aggressive table. A good kid called on the cutoff. I called in the big blind with Jack 8 offsuit. Comes 8-8-2, rainbow. I check. Mike Leah bets something like 1,600. Kid raises to 4,100. I re-raise to 12,200. Mike Leah makes it 23,200 or 22,200, and I had something like 40K behind. I'm not really in the business of folding trips, but if there's a spot to fold trips, that could just be it. The problem is that I thought he could easily have 9-8 suited and 8-7 suited, which I beat. Of course, I lose to ace-8, which makes some sense, and pocket 2s. Would he play all of the 8s in that manner? That's the hard thing to know, because he may only play the best 8s by re-raising, like ace-8s, and maybe king-8 suited, but he really should not be raising king-8 suited. I didn't think he should be raising ace-8 offsuit under the gun 5-handed either, but that is what he had. I kind of feel a little bit better thinking about it a little bit more, that if he had ace-8 offsuit, he probably has 9-8 and 8-7 offsuit. But that doesn't necessarily mean he re-raises them on the flop. Maybe he just calls on the flop, or maybe even super knits it up and folds on the flop. So maybe I put it in drawing pretty bad. Maybe I'm supposed to just fold there and leave myself with half a starting stack or something like that. But alas, I did not. So it was a pretty tough outing. I made top pair twice early in that tournament and lost, and It was no fun. Anyway, I'm back home. I'm looking forward to getting started on a few more projects and finishing up a few projects. I just hopefully uploaded a book onto the internet called Bluffs. Check it out. You can probably get it on Amazon. Hopefully sometime soon. I'm going to be getting in the sound studio to record the audiobook for that in a few days, hopefully tomorrow, if I'm lucky. And I'm going to be taking it easy. When I say taking it easy, I mean I'm going to be working a lot. Working a lot on new projects, pokercoaching.com. I need to make more quiz videos. And looking forward to it. I like being home. Being home is nice. Playing poker is fun, but being home is nice. And sometimes you just need niceness.